Hi folks, it's Pete here from Ashton's Cars. Today, just comparing these two Jaguars that I've currently got in stock. I'm currently driving an X351 XJ, which you can see there in the background, and the car that's closest to us at the moment is my 2006 Jaguar S-Type. Now these two cars represent two eras of Jaguar really, but two past eras, because now Jaguar are deciding that they're going over to electric only, and they're never going to make cars like this anymore, which is very, very sad, I think. I'm a big fan of both of these cars, even though they are very different in their style, and they're both big luxury diesels, which have a fair bit in common, including their engine, because the 2.7 TD V6 engine, which is the Range Rover one, was passed on to the S-Type, and then the revised 3-litre diesel with twin turbos on it is what powers that XJ. So you've got 204 horsepower in the S-Type, about 270 in the XJ, but the main block and the underpinnings of that engine are actually the same. It's called the Lions engine, which these two cars have. Obviously the XJ is a bigger car. I don't know if you can really get the scale of it so well on these videos. We're quite near it now, so obviously it will look bigger, but if I just come to the front and stand dead center, you will hopefully see the XJ is on a different scale to the S-Type. Now the S-Type is a big car. It's BMW 5 Series size, so it would be up against things like E-Class Mercedes, 5 Series, but then the XJ, that's a rival for the S-Class Mercedes and the BMW 7 Series, so it is a class above the S-Type. It's hard to believe, I think, when you look at these two cars, that only 4 years separates them. That's a 2010 model XJ and of course a 2006 model S-Type. So there's only 4 years between them, but very, very different styling. The S-Type really does hark back to the past and back to the old Mark 1 and Mark 2 Jaguars of the 50s and 60s in its styling, and it does a really good job of that. I think it's a design that I was not 100% on when it was first brought out, but which has aged really gracefully. It looks quite classy, doesn't it? The XJ, on the other hand, is a car that was a complete revolution when it came out. For years, the XJ, which had been out for, well, since the 60s itself, and in various guises, had gone with a traditional three-box design, generally with quad headlamps, quad round lights at the front, and all of a sudden, after the launch of the XF, they brought out this model of XJ, the X351, with a very radical styling. It was long sweeping curves, beautiful sort of almost coupe-like cabin with a glass roof on top which opens up, these black pillars at the back which swoop down and then give you this curvaceous rear end with these distinctive lights which are designed to look like the claw of a Jaguar. That is, I'm not kidding, what the design brief was on this car. It's very, very different from anything Jaguar had done with the XJ previously, and quite sad really that it is the last model of XJ they ever produced, because when they axed this model in, I think it was 2019, they didn't replace it. And of course now they are going all electric, so, well, it's not going to be stuff like this. So a very different Jaguar design really on the XJ there. It was radical in a lot of ways because, like its predecessors, the X350, this car has got air suspension. Parts of it are made out of aluminium, and it's surprisingly light. It only weighs about 1.8 tons. The S-Type is a more traditional car with more traditional lines and more traditional values. But again, a very, very great engine in them. Both these cars are capable of 40 to the gallon on a run. I've seen 40 to the gallon in those S-Types many times. I'm averaging at the moment, because I'm driving that XJ as a daily, I'm averaging at the moment around about 35. But it's a luxury car that is actually quite good as a daily. And both these cars handle really well. despite the more traditional looks of the S-Type, it does handle really, really well, this car. It is quite a dynamic driving machine. But it's not just the outside that is radically different. The interior of the S-Type is a very traditional affair. It's got the screen, but it's a very basic screen. And it's got the traditional Jaguar J-Gate automatic. Something that Jaguar had for years. I remember the old, not the E-Types, but the XJS had that gear change. I'm not sure about the E-Types, I never drove one. Wasn't lucky enough to ever have an E-Type. But that had been out with Jaguar since certainly the 70s, that design of gearbox. The seats, well proportioned, very traditional, offering comfort really over anything else. And it has got a bit of an American feel in the switchgear, a bit Ford-esque, I guess. Which, of course, it was probably primarily aimed at that American market, this car, so it's not a surprise, really. They sold it in droves in America, these did. They do like a Jaguar in America. So quite traditional. Quality's good. As you can see, this car is 19 years old and it's lasted well, hasn't it? Boot on it is sprung upwards, but it's not electric, you have to manually put that down. Twin pipes though, something that is also a feature of the XJ. Now the boot on the XJ is fully electric, and you will excuse it's full of junk because I'm using this car daily. Ugh. We've got a switch by here, press that, come on, and it will go down. Having a bit of a moment there. Now both cars have got reverse parking sensors, but the XJ has also got a reverse camera, which is a very handy thing. Now when I get inside this car, that's where you'll see a big difference. A lot more luxurious inside. Big slabs of wood. Controls in the middle for the rear seats, which are both heated and cooled, and perforated leather for even more comfort. The headlining, that's Alcantara. This car is not just designed to be up there with the competition, it's designed to lead the competition. A regular S-Class, it doesn't have a patch on this thing in terms of its luxury design. This is a portfolio model. It's pretty much standard equipment on the portfolio, most of this stuff. Look at that sweeping wood design, half wood steering wheel as well. Excuse, it has got some of my stuff in it. Seats that are really, really beautifully nicely to sit on, but they're ventilated leather, these seats are, and it's something else really, this car is, when you're in it. The comfort that you experience in the XJ is phenomenal. I love, and I'll get inside to show you, how the wood just sweeps around you. In addition, we've got a panoramic roof with sunblinds that open at a touch, like that. That opens up as well, and rather than that old J-gate, we've now got a turn switch for our gears, a screen which tells us where we are on the road, and even a reverse camera. So a lot more modern inside than my S-Type. Physical dials here in the Jaguar S-Type. Very different from the digital display that we get in the XJ. We have though got a touchscreen. It is a little bit old-fashioned to say the least. It's very different to, again, what we get in our XJ, and you get messages like driver's door open coming up on the screen there. It's a lot, it's a bit more old school, shall we say. it's fully functional, and we've still got the leather and wood finish in the Jag, but it's all done very differently to the execution in the XJ. The XJ is definitely a newer interpretation of this. We have got heated seats in here though, but of course in the XJ they're heated, they're cooled, they're perforated leather, and they've got a massage function on them. So again, a big difference really in the execution of the interior. Paint finish on both these cars is absolutely stunning. I have had both of these cars ceramic coated. I am using the XJ for some wedding car duties over the coming days, which is why I wanted it absolutely pristine, but I thought while it was there at the details, we may as well get the S-Type done as well. And if you remember with this S-Type, when I bought it, you've probably seen some previous videos, there were some light scratches on the rear bumper. That has now been repainted, the top half of it. Not that you'd notice because it's been done perfectly, and then ceramic coated over the top, so you've got this flawless mirror finish all the way through the car. Now this isn't a video where I'm comparing these two cars as in which is best. The reality is, it depends on what you want from your Jag. The S-Type that I've got is quite an exceptional car, and while it's not as modern as that XJ, or even as new, this S-Type has only done 35,000 miles from new. So it is one of the cleanest examples you will see anywhere in the UK, possibly the world. Certainly of a diesel model, because the diesels were the ones that tended to do all the work. They were bought by fleet buyers a lot of the time. My XJ, on the other hand, that's done 160,000 miles now. But I don't think it really looks like a car that's done a lot of miles. It still looks pretty much perfect, especially with its newly refurbished wheels. So it's not often I get two Jags of this caliber in at the same time, and I just really wanted to show them both off. I don't know which one you would prefer, because actually the retail price of these two cars is very similar. The S-Type is older, but it's done less mileage. The XJ's got more equipment, but of course it's also had a lot more use. Which do you prefer? Well, comment below, let me know. I'd be very interested to hear from you. And if you've got any questions about either of these cars, give me a call on 07932 873 646. I will let you know more of our journeys, and hopefully put some photos up of these cars in use, because the X351 is going to be wearing ribbons and bows all very shortly for the weddings. I'll put some photos up of it before we use it. Should be looking pristine, even better than it does today. Thanks for watching again, guys. Have a great day wherever you are. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications, and we'll keep you abreast of our future goings on here with Jaguars through to Citroen 2CV racing. Thanks for watching.